Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai in Hawaii. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8, and record it and put it on our website. And it is done by Zoom, so anybody that wishes to connect can download it that way and get the link from the website. I'm Lama Tashi. When we present these classes, we present them in the tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, which we call shamanistic Lamaism. And this tradition actually was orally transmitted from Shakyamuni Buddha to the people of India as an upgrade from the we call Hinayana path of Hinduism into the Mahayana path of the sutras, which are what the recordings of what the Buddha actually taught. Then that evolved in India into the Tantric tradition, and from there, the masters in India were connected to the teachers of Tibet, and then it prevailed in Tibet till it went everywhere. Mongolia, Eastern China, Eastern Russia, Western China, and all the Himalayan countries, and then to the west into Europe and the United States, and now Central America. So it's become a global program of mind training. And tonight we're going to present the 5 Dhyana Buddhist method of dealing with the causes of pain and suffering, which are those causes are based on the judgmental mind of humans who are emotionally conflicted. And that's all of us. And this emotional conflict is what causes all the personal and global problems that we have today. Before we start the class tonight, to cover this program, I'm going to read from Namkhai Norbu's book, which is the commentary on the Song of the Vajra. And the Song of the Vajra is the words of Garib Dorje transmitted to this Lama, Namkhai Norbu, as a direct method of tantric, we call it practice. And all of these methods are connected to what we call the 3 higher yanas. In Tibetan Buddhism, when we start with the sutras, we're using the Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana. And then when we move from the sutra into the Tantric tradition, then we're talking to the 3 aspects of the Lama's body, speech, and mind. The Nirmanakaya, which is the loving kindness, compassion, power, and insight of the teacher. The Sambhogakaya, which is that merged with the deities of the bliss yoga tantric practices, which is some of what we're going to do tonight. And those 2 come from what we call the Dharmakaya nature of mind, which is the ability of the mind to pervade everything. Think of everything. In other words, use unlimited aspects of consciousness that take one into higher and higher states of intelligence. And then finally accomplish liberation through Buddhahood, which simply means coming to the state of a fully mature human being. And then using that condition life after life to alleviate the pain and sufferings of others and bring them to those higher states of intelligence or realization. So realization, this word, This realization is the principle of not looking, judging, or doing analytic types of meditation. Rather, it is turning one's gaze inward upon oneself to absorb and discover one's real condition. That is the correct point of the view of the path of Mahamudra and Dzogchen and of the three higher yanas. You do not need to use eyeglasses for seeing an object in front of you better, because you might look at many kinds of things and good qualifications for seeing objects, yet that does not change anything at all. So what he's saying here is the deities that we use to reconstruct the mind away from emotional conflict are simply objects of training. So that's what we're going to use tonight. And then he goes on to say, rather, you should observe yourselves as if you were looking at yourself in a mirror. In that way, you try to understand the difference between the function of the mirror and the sight, or the faculty of your sight. If you look in a mirror, your existence appears. In the same way, when you look into yourself, your state of existence appears. This becomes the basis of all the knowledge of the whole universe. Finally, you really discover all existence, all phenomena, and just how it is with knowledge. And this is really the correct point of view of Mahamudra, or what we call the mind of bliss Dzogchen. Then to read a little bit farther, he says, in accordance with this path of Dzogchen or Mahamudra, when we speak of Tawa, that is the point of view of the practitioner seeing his own innate qualities and tendencies just as they are. We do this in a practical way, because when we observe ourselves, we discover our existence of our body, voice, and mind. And then we discover how limited our conditioned situation is. Furthermore, we discover the causes of many problems. So this is really the correct point of view. After discover and feeling that you are limited in your existence in body, speech, and mind, and in everything you do, like a small bird in a cage with all of any kinds of limitation, then you start to do something about it. And that is the purpose of this class. There's much more to be said, but this is condensing what we do to the simplicity of how to quickly overcome the functions of our mind that cause us pain and suffering, and on a global scale today, how it is causing the situation of the entire planet to be so out of whack in present time, and how we can do something about that individually and collectively with the wisdom mind, which was what we call Dharma. With that said, we take refuge. In taking refuge, we use the three-part refuge of, first of all, the motivation, which differentiates Tibetan Buddhist practice and methods from all other traditions. And that is, everything we are doing is for the benefit of every sentient being in the universe. And that prayer goes like this. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together take refuge and offer prostration. So when we use the word all together, we are creating an unlimited situation, an infinite program. And this infinite program is the infinite sentient beings that exist in this universe, all of whom we see as our mothers, and all of whom have some form of pain and suffering. Next, we set up what we call the support for this refuge to accomplish it. And that is the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha as the three jewels, and the Lama, deities, and protectors and dakinis as the three roots of the practices, Sutra and Tantra. Then we take refuge in the Bodhisattva training program with the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines, which connect us to all Sutra and Tantric practice. So I'm going to chant this in Tibetan, and then we'll say these 3 prayers in English. First of all, the altruistic motivation. Dag dong jowa nong ke tha dong yang pe sem chem tam che du di ne jung te ji si zheng chu ning po la chi ki bar du. Then the refuge prayer. Twal den lama dampa nam la chap su chio yedam chokor gi latso nam la chap su chio sanjay chom den de nam la chap su chio tampe chur nam la chap su chio Ape gendu nam la chap su chio. Pao kandro chokyo sume sho yeshe ki shendang delpa nam la chap su chio. In the Bodhisattva 6 Perfections prayer. Sanjay chodam choki chodam la jengchu Pardu dagni chapsu chi dagi jen so jipe so nam ki chola penjer sanjay jupar sho. So the support prayer of the 6 refuges as the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha, which all Buddhists use, and the 3 roots of Sutra and Tantra, which we use in the Indian Tibetan tradition of Lamaism, must be understood that every practice is these 6 aspects or functions of support. Without them, the practices have no meaning and no power, no accomplishment. Then the 6 Bodhisattva trainings, called the 6 Perfections, are the actual 6 disciplines that we do throughout our formal practice sessions and then in the worldly time in between, if there is an in between. And these 6 are generosity, morality, which is including ethics and good manners, patience, number 3, diligence, perseverance, number 4, meditative concentration, single-pointedly focusing on one thing and using the imagination in connection with the focus of the practice, number 5, and number 6, intentionally connecting to the other nature of our mind, which is the liberating factor, because in that nature of the mind, there's no drama, there's no judgment, and it's unlimited. And so we use that, we grow that actually, by intentionally connecting it to it through the deities, yogas, and the accomplishment phase of those practices, and then the formal practice of Mahamudra or Dzogchen, which is simply sitting in the correct posture, connecting to the present moment. In other words, increasing the state of presence with the support of these disciplines and whatever methods we use taught to us by our teachers. Then we start the practice. Now, knowledge and wisdom arise together. Knowledge is understanding, as I read from Lama Namkai Norbu's commentary, from looking inward and knowing yourself as if you know your face by looking at it in a mirror. And the mirror of your mind doesn't have a limit. So this inward-looking program that we are setting up through these practices has an unlimited application to free us of all the many different kinds of pain and suffering that arise through our body, speech, and mind emotionally. And all of these have causes. And so we use the 5 elements, which is how we were created by our mother and how the universe sustains our life, or all life, and how everything appears in the universe based on these 5 elements. We use those and connected with what we call Buddha fields, or the internal awareness system already established in our human body. And only humans can do this. Heavenly realm spirits, demigod spirits, deprived spirits, demonic spirits, animals can't do this. So the human condition is the most favorable in this context, that you can correct all of your dysfunctions, liberate yourself, be free of pain and suffering, and have the ability to help others. All others. That's it. Now, when we show these 6 spheres, or Buddha fields, the word Buddha simply means mature. It's a made-up word, actually. And Buddhism itself is a made-up tradition word, which is how we get this across to us Western-speaking people and other cultures of the planet. When we move into the infinite energy of these 5 states of awareness, they already exist within us. The mind has 2 natures, the drama mind, which causes all the trouble, and the wisdom nature of the mind we call the natural mind, which is the antidote. But it's a learned, innate situation. We have it, but we have to be guided into it. We have to have certain, well, you can say rules. But the most important is that whatever you are finding out, whatever method you are using, there are 3 things dysfunctions you have to watch out for. First of all, not harming yourself. And that's physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Not harming others. And most importantly, not harming the environment, which is the cause of the whole global situation that's going on in the world and everywhere today. This intentional environmental destruction. The United Nations today said it's suicidal. And that's not appropriate. So the first, to explain these 5, we're going to do the 5 elements practice, but they connect to these 5 states or 5 Buddha fields through your body. And they actually exist in 5 places in the body: the head, the throat, what we call the heart chakra, the navel power chakra, and the sex chakra. To understand these is important. The first one is all Buddhists are taught this, that everything is interconnected. But more importantly, everything and everybody in this universe is interconnected to each and every individual in the universe, which means to you. And that state of interconnectedness is a Buddha field called unity, or a state of no separation. There's no inside or outside, past or present, good or bad, high or low, knowing and not knowing. This is how we correct the cause of anger, aversion, the simplicity of not liking, judging. The second universal energy field that we are incorporating or connecting to is setting up auspicious circumstances with these practices so that ourselves and others move together into this state of human maturity. And then all the beings which are based on the first one are connected to us, with us. That's the Bodhisattva training. That's where the Lama comes in, primarily in our tradition. Then number 3 is having clarity of the mind. This is accomplished simply by learning that judgment is the cause of a lack of clear mindedness. But this clarity is not only based on that, it's the basis of knowledge and insight into what is ultimate healing, what universally works. In our case, what globally is an antidote. So this clarity is very, very important on all levels of social engagement throughout all the cultures of the planet. The fourth one is knowing that everything is equal. Yes, everything appears differently. Yes, we're all different, but we're equal. There's no superior or inferior, good or bad, high or low, equal. And this state of equanimity is where the emotions lose the hold of pride or arrogance, which, especially in Western countries, is a big problem. Socially, politically, environmentally, religiously, corporately, and militarily, all levels. And finally, the fifth state of awareness is to discern through your own introspection, which I read to you from Lama Namkhai Norbu's commentary, is simply knowing the dysfunctions that you carry into this life or come up through your activities in this life. And these are simply tendencies that come from past life that you developed that were harmful. And they follow you like a shadow from one life to the next. From this life into the spirit world and then back again into some other form of, we use the word reincarnation or rebirth. But this discerning awareness for us in these practices is to discern more and more what's positive, what's healthy, what works now with the conditions that we face, personally and globally. And that's the antidote to attachment. Now, what is the capacity of these? Is there's no limit. They don't have a goal. They just constantly keep either correcting or improving the situation. Because it's the nature of this universe is it's always changing. And you know that from your own mind. As you grow, as you mature, develop, and evolve into your whatever situation you're in. So I'm explaining the knowledge factor, which we put on this sheet beside each of these. And we use the symbol of spheres and color code them, because by codes and symbols is how we learn. Nature is a color-coded phenomenal world. And the mind in itself reacts to these color codes in the same way you essentially react to the color codes of nature. So the same color code on both sides, the elements and the Buddha fields, or awareness, inner awareness factor of your natural mind. Wow. I say wow because the Tibetans say, E Maho. That's their wow. And those three words connect to your body, speech, and mind as energy, clarity, and intelligence. Body, speech, and mind. In a way that is amazing. The world around us is amazing. It's perfect just as it is. It's life-supporting just as it is. It functions on its own just as it is. It doesn't have a beginning, middle, or end. So A means energy is the mother of voidness. A, energy, Ma, mother, Ho, voidness, which is a state of infinite potential. And so when we work into these states of infinite potential with these 5 Dhyana Buddha families, these 5 spheres, that's what is available to us individually and collectively through the Dharma and through the teachers and through our practice. Sit with your back straight, eyes open, mouth closed, hands in a comfortable position, head slightly turned, slightly tilted forward. Bring your focus to your breath. For a few moments, just focus on the breath. And connect your mind to your diaphragm working with the breath. So as you inhale, the diaphragm expands. Then you exhale, it contracts. This is an automatically functioning program of life. Without this, in the human condition, no life. Breathe. Then keeping your focus on the breath, bring your imagination into the program by visualizing the air you're breathing as white light filling your lungs. The middle breath or absorption breath is visualized as red light as the energy of the air, which is all the elements, pervading every cell in your body, like a flash of red energy. Then you bring these 2 codes together as blue light out the nose, pervading space. So you meditate like that. Inhale white light, fill the lungs. The energy absorption of that, red light to every cell in your body. Bring these 2 codes together as the function of the exhale, blue light out your nose to space, to every being throughout space, throughout our universe, actually. Inhale, white. Middle breath, red. Exhale, blue. After a few minutes of this prana yoga practice called the three lights meditation, you find yourself settling into a state of peace and tranquility, calm abiding. And this becomes the basis for all of the wisdom practices, sutra and tantra, and the pranayama practices to empower the body of our tradition. Take your focus off the breath and connect the code of the three lights to your heart chakra, imagining all three become a tiny particle similar to an atom in the center of our chest. And we are creating this chakra energy center as a connection to the infinite light of space, which is boundless and actually doesn't have a center. But to access this unlimited level of existence, we create these chakra energy centers within the body, mindfully with meditation focus, just like we're doing this one. And it's called the heart chakra, or bindu. In Tibetan, it means tigli. As you sit with this one-pointed, tiny point connection to the clear light of space, the boundless fabric of space, simply be present and contemplate space. The reference point naturally disappears into this unlimited application, infinite space. Then to use the application of meditation, you simply reinvent the particle in the center of the heart chakra and visualize it growing into a small sphere of clear light, a tiny bubble of energy, no color code. Then visualize that grow into one of the symbols of the five elements. And I'll show you the five elements, and we'll pick one for this meditation practice. The earth element is symbolized as a six-sided yellow cube. The water element is a blue sphere of light. The fire element or radiation element is a four-sided pyramid with a base of red light. The air or gas element is a half sphere of green light with the lid And the symbol of space is a white sphere similar to the blue sphere. And this is the one we're going to use tonight. So you see that little small sphere of clear light expand until it creates this white sphere symbol about the size of your thumbnail. So you keep it small, right in the center of your chest. And you label it space. Then you start the practice by bringing that out in front of your body. See it move out in front and up before your eyes about 2 feet in front. Then from that point position, you visualize it, imagine it to grow in size until it creates a sphere as big as a room or larger than your body, and you see yourself just as you are sitting inside. And the purpose of this energy meditation is, of course, good health within your body, but to generate that as your situation evolves. We're constantly changing, particles entering and leaving the physical form, and the outer world's always changing around us. So each time you do this meditation practice, it's a whole new set of conditions or circumstances. You're receiving the full life force of all 5 elements through this one element as healing energy into your physical body. Then with this support, you share it by imagining it to grow in size until it completely encompasses this island of Kauai and surrounding ocean, or the city, town, or a large area, many miles in diameter of where you are doing this practice. All of that inside the white sphere of space. Then you give yourself more space by expanding this symbol until it encloses Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. So then the imagine and the actual come together. Then visualize it to expand a completely enclosed solar system. Billions of miles in every direction. And expand it to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. Then go beyond the mental confines of your imagination and expand it to again merge with space. Boundless space. No meditations, again, simply sit present in the present moment and contemplate and increase your capacity for spatial awareness. Everything that exists is composed of space. And this is the state of voidness or infinite potential of our existence. In return from this dimension of being, by visualizing again the space element, the white sphere enclosing the galaxy, and condense it in size to just enclosing the solar system, smaller and smaller just to enclose Mother Earth, and small enough to the area where you are meditating, then again just enclosing your body, getting the full impact of the healing energy of this mother element into your physical situation. By psychically or mentally applying this practice, then finish the practice by returning to the original small size placed at arm's length in front of your eyes. Bring it to chest level into your heart chakra. Shrink it to the sphere and shrink it from that to the particle. And then relax in the present moment in boundless space. No meditation. Contemplating the presence using this symbol is Mahamudra. This is the nature of your natural mind and the nature of the entire universe. Equal. Then bring this improved state of awareness again to in front of your eyes and spread it into your area of practice. And to finish, we dedicate the virtual results, we say merit, to all living beings, which simply means may they be as fortunate as we are. I guess you can walk by. In this chart, which you find on our website, or you can contact us and we'll send you one. We have these printed up and then laminated. It was designed to bring the 5 Dhyana Buddhas as the key to all the practice of Tibetan Buddhism. And they say, well, what does Dhyana mean? The word D, either D-H-Y or D-I, comes from Manjushri. And when we do the D, it is the Tibetan word or Sanskrit word for light. And this is where enlightenment comes up in the Tibetan Buddhists constantly. And everybody says, well, what is enlightenment? Well, light is the key of everything in the universe. It doesn't exist without light. And this energy field is all pervasive. So that's the nature of your mind. Your mind is all pervasive, the universe is all pervasive. So to start with, you're already a Buddha. You're already mature. You're already in harmony. So what's the problem? Emotions. Emotional conflicting tendencies that follow us like a shadow from one life to the next. For some, they're easy to see. For others, you have to find. And they arise inadvertently in the energy field of karma. They are the karma in action. And so when we present the symbol of a Buddha, we use the medicine Buddha. And the medicine Buddha sits, there's a tanka up over my shoulder, blue in color as the Lama, the teacher. And this is simply a symbol of human maturity. It is both in male and female form. So if we present the medicine Buddha in the male form, it comes this way. Female form, it's Prajnaparamita, the mother of perfect wisdom, but she also is Buddha, equal. But how do you understand this with these 5 spheres? Is your own pain and suffering caused by your own conflicting emotional tendencies based on you being a judgmental being. And this judgmental quality is part of evolution in the human race on this planet. It's not on other planets, but it is on this planet. And it's sort of distorting everything that we are sensing and thinking about, that we have these immense states of suffering, pain and suffering. So the Buddha, medicine Buddha, sits on an 8-petal lotus when he comes into human existence. The lotus itself is a symbol of a human taking birth as a teacher or bodhisattva to train the minds of human beings and help them evolve into maturity and at the same time alleviate teach them how to alleviate their own pain and suffering, which is what this class is all about. So you become the doctor. These practices become the medicine. And the effect is the antidote causes liberation from harmful thinking and negative activity, and subjugating these tendencies in a way that takes the energy of them, which is immense, if not infinite, into the more appropriate situation. So the Medicine Buddha has what they call the 8-spoked wheel of Dharma or wisdom. 5 of these spokes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are the 5 Dhyana Buddhas. And they treat 5 categories of conflicting emotions by giving the knowledge of how to come up with the antidote to transform all of that negative into positive, into what's appropriate. Then the next question is, what are the last three spokes? Well, that's your body, speech, and mind, using these 5 Dhyana Buddhas. And in Sutra and Tantric practice, the body is represented as a body of compassion as Chenrezig. The mind is the body of insight. That's Manjushri, knowing how to use these 5 Dhyana Buddhas, but how to constantly look inward to find the antidote to your own situation. And then in that way be helpful to all others, because everybody as human beings operates with those emotional conflictions, energy. And the last one is the speech energy of mantra, which means that dealing with humans, animals, and spirits, you have harmful energy coming at you from those 3 types of beings as part of your karmic affliction. Sometimes it's from friends, sometimes it's from relatives, sometimes it's from enemies, sometimes it's from unexpected situations like from the spirits or from animals. For instance, I was one day out doing my work and a dog came and tore my calf open. So I immediately had to apply the remedy of not judging the dog. But more importantly, I had to stem the flow of a slashed calf, wrap it and go get stitches. So that's how this works. And that wrathful aspect of mantra or tantric practice is simply using that kind of energy with the deity. So you have the peaceful and they have the wrathful deity. They perform the function of these 5 Dhyana Buddhas. Huh? You're the ones doing the practice of creating those energy aspects in your mind. Then they go to work and perform the necessary remedy. So you can relax. But you have to get the ball rolling, and that's where the mantra comes in. So those 5 spokes are these 5 spheres of the 5 Dhyana Buddhas. So this is the Buddha of unity, Aksabhaya, then Amoghasiddhi, the Bodhisattva of action, the karma family. This one's called the mirror-like wisdom or union family, Bodhisattva family, insight or clarity family, that's when we use the Buddha family of, I'll think of it in a minute. Then we have the Buddha family of Ratnasambhava, that's the one of activity. The Buddha family is called the Dharma family. And then equanimity is to overcome pride, that's Ratnasambhava. And then the discerning awareness of what you do with your mind and your body and your speech. That's Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of infinite light. So each of these Buddha families have an actual Buddha that was once a human being and has appeared on this planet. And that's where we get these Buddha names. The color code comes from the same color code as earth, air, space, earth, and fire. Water, air, space, earth, fire. So if we hold it up to the light, those shine through to this side, connecting us to these 5 states of awareness. And when you purified each one of these Buddha fields, all 4 of them become useful. So whichever one you choose, we intentionally choose the Bodhisattva field of action by performing sutra and tantra and mantra practice. But they're connected. They're connected in your body, they're connected through the elements, and they're all connected in practice. All the deities have 5 jewel crowns. That's these 5 states of awareness, or Buddha field, being used. All the deities represent the 5 elements, either by 5 colors of cloth or 5 colors of emanations. Having said that, we start the practice. The first one we're going to do is the Buddha over my right shoulder. Excuse me. This one, with the hand in the earth touching gesture. That's the mirror-like wisdom Buddha of, we say, connecting with the water element, using a blue sphere of Aksobhaya. Knowing that everything is in union, that there's no such thing as separation. Okay? No such thing as subject-object dichotomy. The subject doesn't exist, therefore the object doesn't exist, because there's no separation. Truthfully, unconditionally truthfully, between those two. It's only our judgment that causes that idea of separation. So that's this Buddha. So we use the symbol of the one above my head, or the medicine Buddha. We sit with the back straight, head slightly tilted forward, hands in a comfortable position. This Buddha mudra is right hand resting palm inward, fingers facing downward, left hand in the lap in meditation posture. This is the earth-touching gesture, similar to one of Shakyamuni Buddha. You're blue in color. Your seed syllable is hum. You're dressed in the robes of a monk and sitting in full lotus on the 8-petal lotus flower that I showed you, the Dharma wheel, which symbolizes that and human birth. When you do a Buddha symbol with the seed syllable hum, you're accessing the all-pervasive nature of your mind. The activity of this is visualizing you as that symbol with the hung in your heart center and the energy pervading all the 6 realms of existence, all the 4 realms of the spirit world, and any planet where animals and humans take birth. So the energy of this mantra takes care of all of that. And care is the correct word. Out of compassion, loving kindness, and concern for the well-being of everyone. So you think that the blazing light of the home and the energy of the 5-colored sphere surrounding it through your body and out to space like the sun, goes everywhere. That causes the heart mantra to appear. Om Aksobhaya Mam Hum Te. So you're connecting the element of water with the Mam to the state of union or no separation with the Hum. And the Hum is the ultimate healing symbol that goes to every sentient being in the universe. You don't have to visualize like using the Sambhogakaya practice of everyone becoming the deity. Buddha symbols is a given. All-pervasive nature activated. Om Aksobhaya Mam Hum. Om Aksobhaya Mam Hum. Om Aksobhaya Mam Hum. Om Aksobhaya Buddha 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 Mam Hum. And what are we dealing with? Is the judgment call of things being bad and having aversion, anger, hatred, rage, or an abusive merchant, an abusive mindset emerging from that judgment. And the antidote, of course, is loving kindness and compassion, but that everything is integrated into you. It's all your family. It's all your world. One vibration, which is what universe means. Om Aksobhaya Mam Hum. Om Aksobhaya Buddha 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 Mam Hum. And you assume the mudra of Aksobhaya Buddha, left hand resting in the lap, palm up, right hand on the right knee, palm down, earth-touching gesture. So everything you do is for the beings in, on, and around this planet, specifically. Om Aksobhaya Buddha Mam Hum. 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 Om Aksobhaya Buddha Mam 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 Why mom is because we take birth on water planets, and the human body is performing in mostly the element water. That's our natural state. Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom 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 Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom. And this is the remedy for our aversion, anger, hatred, rage, and abusive nature. Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom 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 Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom. And then that in any sentient being, in any one of the realms, from heaven to hell and in between, animals, humans, demigods, deprived spirit, they all have this affliction, conflicting emotion. Om Akshabaya Mom, Om Akshabaya Buddha 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 Mom, Akshabaya Buddha Mom, Akshabaya Buddha Mom. Now you can place those hum in the Mom symbol in the center of your head, connecting to two actual existing glands, the pineal and the pituitary. Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom, Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom, Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom, Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom. These two glands are how you deal with light and space of light. Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom, 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 Om Akshabaya Buddha Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom, Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom. Now this is an empowerment bupa, which is symbolizing that all the energy of the body, mind, and speech of the Lama is entering into your body, speech, and mind, with the nectar flowing down through the top of your head, through your body, filling your whole form with wisdom nectar, blue in color. Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom, 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 Om Akshabaya Buddha Mom. Then the effect in your body is like this symbol of a stupa, which is actually made out of incense, with 5 colors of light corresponding to the 5 colors Buddha family 5 Dhyana Buddha chart. So the gold is the base, then the light blue is the navel, the red, and then the green and the blue. So this is the energy of your elements. So earth, water, fire, air, space. And then these are connecting with the 5 states of awareness, which are these 5 spheres that are wrapped with these 5 colors of cloth. The ultimate awareness is at the very peak, like a flame, which is the symbol of burning incense. So that goes, smell is the space, that goes everywhere. Om, 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 Chom, Hri, Ram, Lam, Lam, Yam, Mam. So I'm showing this is symbolic of what we were doing. This was given to me by Lama Tenzin. And he made this symbol for whenever he taught the 5 Dhyana Buddhas. Then you imagine all sentient being, this Buddha, Aksobhaya Buddha, completely cleared of all conflicting emotions, of judging things to be bad, causing aversion, anger, hatred, rage, and all the other 24,000 conflicting emotions that arise from the simple judgment call, this simple having aversion for something, oneself, others, or an actual thing, a thought, even a thought. And all of that interconnected to you, then you disappear into the mom and the home here in your imagination, and that disappears into the element of water, which is all the 5 elements of the phenomenal world, as light. And this infinite energy of light fills your mind, your body, and the world around you. And you become present. You establish that as your state of presence, your true nature, the nature of the world, the nature of all the beings in the world. And you contemplate that. Non-judgmental mind arises from this contemplation. Relax. No symbols. Voidness as bliss. Then we move from this infinite potential of the Aksabhaya Buddha field into the second Dharma spoke. So we started with this one. Now we're moving to number 2. And in our chart, it is the karma family of the energy field that we take refuge in of bodhisattva training in the human condition. To acquire this state of perfection of the Buddha Amoghasiddhi. When you enter into this Buddha field of Amoghasiddhi, the seed syllable is ah. And when you enter into the ah, that's the sound of all energy. So the Bodhisattva training school requires immense amount of energy of body, speech, and mind to accomplish the training of the sixth perfection. So we're going to do this mantra. Now, this is the antidote for the cause of jealousy, which is judging things to be inferior and taking pleasure in fighting and quarreling. It's a major cause of rebirth in the demigod worlds and the higher social worlds of the human condition on this planet, which causes immense turmoil, war, famine, disease, poverty, and environmental destruction, to mention a few. So when we do with this practice, we're dealing with not only the inner calamity of our own insecure nature, which produces jealousy, produces anxiety, depression, and so forth, fear. We're dealing directly with the 24,000 different categories of this. And the mantra is Om Amoghasiddhi Yam, which is the air element, which we're connecting to, prana, air, energy of life, in action. Om Amoghasiddhi Buddha Yam Ah. And that is, you become green in color, right hand raised in giving refuge, or we call support. Left hand resting in meditation posture in the lap, and wearing the monk robes, sitting in full lotus. Then this energy goes from your throat chakra to all this planet, human, animals, and spirit, then all to the 6 realms of the spirit world and wherever humans and animals, and they all become this Buddha, Amoghasiddhi. Om Amoghasiddhi Yam Ah. Om Amoghasiddhi Buddha 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 Yam Ah. You're treating the cause of the 24,000 conflicting emotions based on the judgment that causes envy, jealousy, coveting, all of these inferior aspects of being. tendencies transformed into the spiritual activity of Bodhisattva, coming to complete fruition as this Buddha. Om Namo Siddhi Buddha Yam Ah. 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 In this state, you have infinite potential to produce what is appropriate and transform all negative into positive. Om Amoghasiddhi Buddha Yam Ah. 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 So from the empowerment Rupa vase, the nectar of enlightenment flows down to the top of your head, fills your body, and all your speech is purified, and all tendencies of jealousy transformed into the skillful activity of being a bodhisattva in the human condition. Om Amoghasiddhi Buddha Yam Ah. 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 And the elemental energy you are connecting to is what supports human life: air, prana, the sound of energy moving through and around our planet. Om Amoghasiddhi Yam Ah. 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 Hey. Then the all-pervasive nature of your mind, having activated this, that all sentient beings have this Buddha potential and will accomplish this state of the karma family, bodhisattva. Then they all together merge into you, and you disappear into the boundless light of space. Resting in this state of bliss in the present, instant present. No meditation, no judgment, relax in bliss. Then we arise as the third spoke of the Dharma wheel of the Medicine Buddha with the deity Vairocana of space. This energy field or Buddha field is all about clarity and knowledge arising together. The clarity is the clarity meaning clear of judgmental involvement with ourselves, others, and the world around us. And knowing how to use that as a medicinal remedy to free or liberate sentient beings, animals, humans, and spirits, of these negative qualities and negative tendencies inherited from beginningless time without having connection to the Guru, where the inner and outer natures are equally supporting. So the central location is the heart chakra, the heart mind, and the sound is Om. The sound of clarity is also the way the transmission is given for the body in Bodhisattva training when you become the rainbow body of a peaceful deity or protector or Dakini. But especially when you become the Buddha symbol we use for this one, which was Vairocana Buddha. Now, Vairocana actually existed in Tibet as the most prolific teacher of all the teachings of the Buddha. And he gave the infinite instructions to the lamas, monks, nuns, and civilian population of Tibet over a period of 150 years. So when we say Buddha, this is an actually existing entity. When we say Bodhisattva, that's an actually existing entity. And when they're giving a name either of a teacher or the symbolic bodies of the deities, peaceful or protector, or the wisdom body of the Buddha, they are here. They are infinite quality of your own natural mind. So we use them in these practices. So using Vairocana Buddha is the Buddha of connecting to the space. And when we say Om, then the energy of that is to pervade our situation, and we visualize ourselves as the white Vairocana Buddha with the symbol mudras of the 3 fingers on each hand extended, thumb and index, touching the 3 jewels and the 3 roots in our body and mind. That's these 2. This is earth, water, fire, air, space. So our body is earth and water. The fire, air, space is our mental faculties and our body together. So all of this comes together as the 5 Dhyana Buddhas and the 5 elements. So that's this mudra in front of the heart chakra. It can be this way. And it can also be this way. Many different ways. But Vairocana presented it this way. So you become this white Buddha, hold this mudra, and say this mantra which goes to every being to be this, equal to you. Om Vairocana Vam Om. Vam is space, Om is clarity. Om Vairocana Vam Om. Om Vairocana Vam Om. Om Vairocana Buddha Vam Om. Om Vairocana Buddha Vam Om. Om Vairocana Buddha Vam. 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 antidote to stupidity, bewilderment, and ignorance, not knowing, not experiencing the clear nature of your own mind, your natural mind. Bringing that as the antidote to stupidity, bewilderment, ignorance, and all of the 24,000 different afflictions that arise from being like an animal. Om Vairagana Buddha Vam, 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 Om Vairagana Buddha Vam. So if you're this Buddha, all sentient beings in the spirit world, animal world, and human world are this symbol of complete accomplishment as this antidote. This is ultimate wisdom energy. This is where Mahamudra and Dzogchen become Vajradhara and Vajradharani. Ultimate awareness, absolutely true nature of mind, voidness. Om Vairagana Vam, Om Vairagana Buddha 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 Vam, Om Pe. Then you and all sentient beings interconnected in this way, using this antidote, accomplish full Buddhahood as Vairocana, disappear in five-colored light into space. As light, energy, body. The nature of all energy is light and space. Relax in bliss in the present moment. Mahamudra. Then I give the empowerment through the Bupa. So the wisdom nectar flows from the blessing vase into you, so that your whole body becomes the nectar of this state of clear insight, awareness. with no limit to higher and higher levels of intelligence and application. Om Vairukana Buddha Vam, 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 Okay. Then we move to the next energy field of Ratnasambhava, the antidote to the harmful, conflicting emotion of pride, arrogance, conceit, aggrandizement, and 24,000 different variations of this very harmful emotional affliction, which causes birth in the heavenly realms, where they suffer from impermanence and falling back into lower existences, states of existence. In the human realm, the arrogance is truly apparent throughout the world of the humans at present time, with their destruction of their environment, leading to extinction and other terrible results. So when we do this practice, we keep that in mind, that this be purified so that everything becomes equal in the state of harmony. And nobody suffered from the need to be adored, praise and blame, disgrace and fame, pleasure and pain, loss and gain. No suffering from those 8 worldly afflictions. No suffering from family, friends, relatives, and so forth. Everything, we say, stable, in harmony. And the Buddha is Ratnasambhava, gold in color, and Lam, the earth element, and Tram, the state of equanimity, merge simultaneously with those 2 mantra vibrations. You become the gold Buddha, dressed in the monk's robes, sitting in full lotus on an 8-petal lotus in space. The energy of the practice pervades all 6 realms as the antidote to pride, conceit, arrogance, and so forth. Om Ratnasambhava Buddha, Lam Tram. Lam is earth, Tram, equanimity, one taste, one sound. Om Rasidi Buddha Lam Tram. Om Ratnasambhava Buddha Lam Tram. Om Ratnasambhava Om Cham, Om Ratnasambhava Lam Cham, Om Ratnasambhava Buddha Cham, Om Ratnasambhava Lam 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 Cham. Om Ratnasambhava Lam Cham. Om Ratnasambhava Lam Cham. The mudra is right hand facing outward in the gesture of supreme giving, and the left hand resting in meditation posture in the lap. Om Rajasambhava Lam Cham. Om Rajasambhava Buddha 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 Lam Cham. Om Rajasambhava Lam Cham. Om Rajasambhava Buddha Lam Cham. Om Rajasambhava Buddha Lam Cham. Om Rajasambhava Lam Cham. Om Rajasambhava Buddha 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 Lam Cham. Hey. Hey means without obstacle. Then you as this Buddha pervading all pervasive nature of your mind, all Buddhas of the spirit, all spirits become this Buddha, all the animals, all the humans accomplish maturity in this energy field of equanimity on a planet like Earth, this wonderful planet that we live on. To train as bodhisattvas and become Buddha, fully accomplished human being, fully mature, fully realized. Then you in five-colored light disappear into the void nature of your own mind by sitting in a state of present awareness, timeless awareness. No meditation. Relax. In bliss. And finally, we do the last meditation of Amitabha Buddha, the Buddha of infinite light, red in color, dressed in the robes of the Lama. And this is the antidote to desire, attachment, greed, which is requiring the antidote to treat the cause, which is discerning awareness itself of the infinite potential of your own mind and the transformation of all negative tendencies into this energy of light. You visualize yourself as Amitabha Buddha, red in color, robes of love, sitting on an 8-petal lotus, hands in the lap, meditation posture, right on top of left thumbs touching. Om Amitabha Deva Shri. So this mantra is free and wrong. Om Amitabha Buddha, Ram Hri. 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 Amitabha Buddha, Ram Hri. Om 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 Amitabha Buddha, Ram Hri. Pay. And this Buddha of infinite light is your nature. All sentient beings arrive at this as the antidote to all afflictions of attachment, desire, greed, neediness, especially in the human condition, but all the animal world and all the 4 categories of spirit. All become this Buddha of infinite light. We say the mantra Om Amitabha Deva Hri as an antidote whenever we have afflictive emotions of desire arising. And you use this Buddha energy field for yourself and all sentient beings to treat the cause of pain and suffering. Then we dedicate the merit of this virtuous activity of this class tonight, of all of us practicing together in this way, to the benefit of all sentient beings. Kewa di nirdu da, shagya champo drugirne, towa chinki malupa, te sala koparsho, sanjay kuso nimpai jamadam, shoni megur nimpai jamadam, kendu miche dumpai jamaki, shitar gumam mumam druparsho. By this virtue of having realized Mahamudra, may we quickly establish all beings without a single exception in that state. By the blessing of the 3 bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of the Sangha being unwavering, may this dedication prayer be fulfilled. May all the Lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, established in bliss through our practice, and attain the state of equanimity. Om Nam Om Shanti Ram Lam Bam Yam Mam.